Hi, Travel+Leisure, Indian, South Asia. I'm Gautam Sinha, founder of Nappa Dori, and I'm here for Talk to TL. Nappa Dori actually started off more as a way for me to express my creative side. At that point of time, things were not as evolved as they are right now in terms of social media, in terms of how people express themselves now, and they're all over the place in terms of all different platforms kind of are easy accessible. At that point of time, I was, desperate to start something. It was more like a life decision for me to earn a certain living. And it so happened that I found a really nice spot in Horsecast Village, and I ended up just saying to myself, I want to start a brand. This is it. Either I do this or not. So it was more like a little punt and a life decision. Over the years, obviously we have evolved. It's been 15 years and it's a long time. A constant evolution is always needed when you're doing a brand. I think every person, every brand has their own way of narrating their own design language. I don't think I have a certain plan to evolve in a way. But with time, you kind of adapt to certain things. I feel the one thing that we've kept really strong in terms of what we do is the fact that we have kept the craft simple and real and as pure as it could be. We do saddle stitching, which is katarni ki silai, and over the last 15 years, we've still done that in every single product that we do. I think those certain elements and that craft is very prominent in the products that come out from Nappa Dori. And that's what I am trying to promote, the Indian craft. In terms of having a global sensibility and a palette, I think the design sensibility, I would say, has been minimal and clean. And I think that kind of resonates. You don't need to be either Indian or just cater to the international audience. You could be for everyone. And that's what we've tried to do. And hence the reason we've been able to open stores outside the country and still have our own ecosystem. And that's really helped us. Travel's always influenced me in a big way. I love going out and just exploring new places, new cultures, as well as design elements. Really fond of architecture and just understanding the history of a city. And I think all those things kind of subconsciously stay in your head. Love people watching, so I usually end up finding a local cafe in a city wherever I'm traveling and kind of people watch. Just understand what the body language is, what they're carrying, what kind of bags are they wearing, and those things kind of help me, get ideas, get inspiration, and at the same time also make me think how I would be able to translate it when I go back and try to create a new product. I've been asked this question a lot of times. I don't have a specific Nappa Dori product that's my favorite. It's like saying who's your favorite kid. That's never gonna happen, but I do have a lot of Nappa Dori products that are essential to my life. I always use them constantly when I travel, and I usually try to create products which I personally use myself. I want to show you one of my favorite things to travel with is my Nappa Dori little pouch that I travel with, and it has more or less my life lying in it. I carry a lot of electronics and a lot of chargers. I'm paranoid about my phone dying out, so for me that's super important. So it's got my sunglasses, my specs, and spec case with my sunglasses, notebook. I always write things down whenever I'm traveling, and geeky part, I have a little drone that follows me around, and AirPods. So this bag keeps getting more and more stuffed every time I go. I do have an extra phone to end up watching movies while I'm on the go, and battery packs, as I mentioned to you, and a couple of other things that I can't show you on the back. One of the places that I always gravitate towards is Scandinavia, which has had a massive influence in the way I design. Specifically Copenhagen. I feel, the sense of design and the simplicity of life over there is something that really resonates with me. I just love going there and exploring every time I find something new and something exciting. And I guess this will be one of the places that I'll keep going back to. Well, the one thing that I most definitely explore whenever I'm traveling. It's a go-to for me, is like flea markets and just like trying to find hidden treasures and seeing what are the relics from the past. You sometimes find these really weird things that I can't even explain. I found like ceramic 1920s trays that were on the wall. They were fixed on the wall, but they were actually for your cigarettes to hold your cigarettes when you smoke. Things like that, which are, I think people ended up giving a lot more thought in terms of what they wanted to design in the late 20s. Another thing that is one of my favorites is finding old vinyl records. As you can see, I love my music, and the slowness of it is kind of something that I really appreciate. The fact that you have to get up from a chair, go and change the side is something that is not done on a click of a button, which is kind of the way my life is revolving right now. I like the old nostalgic vibe of it. I think there's a certain appreciation that you have for things which are vintage. I get my vinyls from everywhere, and they've been over a long period of time. I've collected a lot of them. Some are new, some are old, some are classics. So yeah, like you can't go wrong with Malcolm Gray, right? So jazz is something that I love, and I have a massive collection of old jazz records, classics. Reservoir Dogs, obviously not jazz, but amazing classic cult movie. Soundtrack's brilliant. If no one's ever heard it, please do. Quincy Jones, things like that. So I just feel that, music's been such a big part of my life. And whenever I do end up designing or I'm sitting in my studio, I love to have some background music that's playing. It just keeps me in a very meditative zone. And that's something that's helped me over the years. And I think now it's a part of my life. I can't do without it. Bye Travel+Leisure. This was a lot of fun, and see you next time.